The good old days have been cut from this particular video for various reasons. Thank you so much for going down memory lane with me. Let me take you back to tell you a story of Longfellow Junior High. The story of Mrs. Carney. Mrs. Carney was the art teacher there at Longfellow. I had her my 8th grade year there at Longfellow. Like I said, I went 7th, 8th, and 9th grade at Longfellow back from 1985 to 1989. I had Mrs. Carney my 8th grade year for art. Mrs. Carney was an older woman. I'd say she's probably in her late 50s and her 60s. She was an older woman with Mrs. Carney. And I had guys like Rick Wakefield, guys like Dana Wolford, the rebels, the reckless people, the guys willing to just basically do anything they could, just to basically disrupt class or whatever. Anyway, nonetheless, I've said that my friend Michael Geyer and Tim Shappa, we were all rebels, but I don't know if we actually went this way. I don't know if I can remember, the times that Mike and I hadn't hung out or whatever, if he actually done stuff like this, but I know I never did. Perfect angel, so to speak. Anyway, nonetheless, Mrs. Carney, she was an older woman. She kept talking all the time. You need to get in your art fees. You need to get in your art fees. And art fees were like $10 to use art fees, pencils, paintbrushes, or whatever. It's art fees, $10. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me, And back in the day, it was just, art fees. You had to pay the art fees. Well, she actually, after somebody, a few of the people, a few of the quote unquote preppy people, if you will, would actually, they actually paid their art fees, and she kept the money in the door, in the drawer of her desk. And guys like Rick Brakefield and Dana Wolford, I think it was like Rick or a couple other different guys besides Dana Wolford. They went into Mrs. Carney's desk there when Mrs. Carney went out of the room for something or another, and they stole the money for the art fees. And Mrs. Carney was like, I can't believe we have thieves in here. There's thieves in here. I can't believe it. Money for the art fees has been stolen. And she made a big fiasco about it. Guy, Rick and Dana and all them, they took the paper from the painting easels or whatever and threw them out the window, threw pencils out the window, threw all kinds of different things of hers out the window and stuff like that. And Mrs. Carney was running around rapidly looking for all this stuff, and she couldn't find it. And she was really upset that there were thieves in there, and that somebody had stolen the money for the art fees and stuff like that. Nobody said anything because, like I said, there isn't much people that didn't want her heads ripped off. Because Rick Brakefield was one of these guys you didn't mess with. Neither was Dana Wolford, but Rick Brakefield was really the ones you didn't mess with. I told a story in the place Archive in the Vaults there about Coach Rodhoff's swimming instructor, and how Rick Brakefield Rick had disposed of Coach Rodhoff and put him in a various in particular situation. But anyway, nonetheless, like I said, Mrs. Carney was all uptight about the art fees, getting them in, and when they stole the money and threw all that stuff out the window and stuff, and she came up missing, she panicked. Miss Carney shopped at Sparkle Market there on the outskirts of Canal Fulton. Sparkle Market. It's probably it's probably not there no more. It's probably changed to some other different name, but if it is, so be it, But like I said, Mrs. Carney always brought the Sparkle bags in and stuff like that, of stuff that she'd bought or brought a big bag in and stuff Sparkle. But like I said, Mrs. Carney, you gotta turn in your art fees. I want your art fees. They're $10. I want your art fees. And if you get all disrupted, I want it quiet. Quiet down. We're trying to learn how to draw this. Propaganda, perspectives, or whatever the heck that stuff was. Goofy crap, nonetheless. One of those weird situations the only Longfellow Junior High could have provided. Very weird situation, and like I said, it was just Mrs. Carney. I don't know if she probably ain't alive no more, but she probably retired, and if she is alive, she's probably in a rest home. But I'm sure she'd never forgotten that day when somebody stole the money for the art fees. Thank you so much for going down memory lane with me. I'll catch you next time.